So this and every holiday season, it's the time of year where there's a lot of anxiety, right?
We are like most parents in that we want the best gift for our kid. We want it to be fun and educational and like perfect for their developmental age.
And those things can kind of pile up. You can start getting a ton of presents. Before you know it, your bank account is like empty. It can be a real stress.
But it does not have to be like this, a race to the bottom of your bank account to get your kid the latest and greatest toy.
You can actually increase their joy and fulfillment in those gifts and decrease the strain on your pocket by following what's called the 4-gift rule.
That's right, just 4 gifts, not 14, not 40, 4. It's a great experience for your kid, and it's a great way for you to foster gratitude.
So let's go through each of these rules one by one. And then what we'll do for each one is that we're going to give you a few different gifts that you could look at in that category at different budget levels. So you could have like $25 or less, $25 to $100, or $100 plus.
Let's go! All right, let's face it. The holiday season can be so expensive. It's really ridiculous out there with all the marketing and making our kids want everything under the sun.
Yeah, the cost of gifts can really skyrocket. And if you have twins like we do, especially when they both need to have the same thing that the other one has at exactly the time that the other one has it, it's not like they could take turns. Taking turns would be making way too much sense. But no, they have to have it at the same time. When you add all that into the mix, make that double.
It's a account drainer. It's a
money vampire.
It's a money vampire. It's lighting some money on fire.
Yeah.
No, this. That's my lighter.
Yeah, it's lighting. Yeah.
It's lighting
That's
some
good.
money on fire.
Yeah.
It can be a stress. Not only does it drain your bank account, but also getting lots and lots of presents can really add to a kid's like inability to be grateful. They're always sort of expecting more and more and more and more and more.
You see this with our kids too. Like even just going to Walmart or Target or something, we'll generally like pick them up a little something. And it's a sweet thought, but actually you can completely overdo it and without realizing it kind of start spoiling your kid because they'll then come to expect it. If they go there and they don't get something, they're like, wait, why didn't I get something? And they definitely aren't as appreciative of each individual thing that they get.
Then your kid's gonna either A, get bored of that gift, like a day or so in, B, break that gift a day or so in, or 3, enjoy it for life. So it's really a crap feeling.
And be very thankful and a rounded person. Yeah.
So all this to say, we're going to give you lots of things that are in different budgets. But if even the lowest budget is too much for you, we've been there and we totally get that. But don't go into debt for Christmas. It's really not that important.
So the actual gifts that we're going to be recommending in this video are aimed at toddlers and that age. But if you have kids of other ages, then don't let that dissuade you. The rules that we're going to be going over, the 4 gift rules, are actually super applicable and helpful for any kids, any age.
So of course, we'll also link these gifts and a lot more in the description. So take a look and here we go.
Number 1 is something that they want.
This is the most traditional gift. It's the thing they've been eyeing on TV or in magazines. If your kid is
read magazines,
weirdo who's reading
million years old.
The first one is, of course, something they want. So get them something they want. If they're not old enough to verbalize what they want, I'm sure you know your kid, you know what they want.
Are they into riding bikes around? Do they love building with blocks? You'll know what to get them, and just trust yourself to get them one great thing that they've been really wanting this year. If your kids are a bit older, or if they're just able to articulate their wants, and I'm sure they have a lot of them that they really want very well to you, then what you could do is have them put together a little list with you where they write down all the things that they want, and then you get to surprise them by picking one of those things from that list. The surprise element of it is going to be a big part of the present for them, so it's going to be so exciting to see, like, oh, which one did I get? And if there's like some kind of ranking system, you can maybe do that, but I think it might even just be better to just like don't rank them, write them down, and what they get is what they get. Because humbleness, gratitude, if they put a PS5 and they put like a doll and you got them the doll, you want them to still be happy with that doll.
That's right. So here are a few gifts that your kids are going to really want and in different categories. So up first is $25 or less.
We have the Mega Blocks 80-piece big building bag.
And it's super fun. Your kids are going to love it. It has high quality plastic and, you know, it just fits together like normal blocks. But because of the bigger shape, it's easier for kids with smaller hands to sort of play with it and put them together. It's really fun. It works their mind. And because they're bigger, they can't swallow them, which is super important. Because you get that with Legos and stuff, which are really tiny.
And you know, for like Lego foot, have you guys heard of this, where you'll step on the floor and you step on a Lego and it like cuts your foot open? Basically, It happens a bit less with Mega Blocks because they're a bit bigger generally. So like if you step on it, you're less likely to have something happen than those little tiny sharp pieces that Lego make.
Guys, one time I was crawling in the playpen, and I got a Lego to the knee.
Oof.
Ooh! I still think it's the worst pain I've ever felt. No.
Wow.
Lego to the knee. And I've had back surgery.
That's true.
This was worse than that.
Wow.
No anesthesia.
You got Legoed.
Okay, so in the $25 to $100 range,
The Little Tyke's first slide.
this thing is amazing. Obviously, it's just a slide, but your kid, that's all they need. Our kids have spent hours and hours and hours on this slide, and it's mobile because it's so small. You can take it anywhere. We had our kids on this thing from 18 months, probably earlier, and it taught them how to climb. I remember being on the back of it being like, oh my gosh, they're gonna fall. But they really learned how to climb and to figure out how to put their butt on the top and to slide down, and they just love it, love it, love it.
You can really use it to kind of help them with their development, their movement, their motor skills, and also just to like overcome some fears too. I heard this thing recently, which I think is really awesome, where having your kids learn something dangerous safely is actually a really great way for them to learn.
So the idea is that if your kid is doing something potentially dangerous, but is being safe about it, that you try not to intervene, because they're learning how to navigate a sort of dangerous situation. And when we say the dangerous, we kind of use that term loosely, right? If they're climbing the stairs and maybe they're not quite ready to do it by themselves, but you're nearby in case something goes awry, but you're just watching from afar and letting them figure it out. Okay, I put my foot up here.
Yeah.
And then if I put my foot here, you know? So same thing with the slide. They're learning one bit by bit how to climb, how to maneuver once they get up there. That's kind of tricky when they get to the top.
Yeah.
And, you know, then of course the reward of like the whee going down.
Like I'd be there just ready in case they fell backwards or something, but I wasn't like holding them. And I think that really does help their development, and it really does help them overcome any fears that they might have of doing that kind of stuff, because you want them to be healthy, running around kids, and it is such a big thing for them.
We always put a pillow at the bottom of ours just because we're psycho, and we yes, do it safely, but also we're gonna pat it at the bottom.
Yeah. Throw in the bumps and bruises at the end of it. Inside, that's a great option. Outside, you could definitely put some leaves. They love that, just sliding into the leaves. So lots of fun. If you want to splash on this wants category, and it's definitely over $100, but I think the Super Mario Kart 24-volt 3-speed ride-on racer is like legit. It's amazing. Is that a ridiculously expensive toy and a gift? Yes. Is it completely my nerd gaming side just taking over and thinking that's the best thing ever? Yes. But is there
the best thing ever.
anything more cool than your child driving around on a Mario Kart?
Just think about
Not
it.
possible.
You can throw out bananas.
They'll like spin on little bananas and they'll have like little shells, and you can like, no, they don't know that they come with those things, but I get you could probably make some crafty ones, make them out of
Accessory
some
pack.
stuff, make them, and then just kick them around.
What if it came with an accessory pack?
That'd be pretty cool.
Shells.
That'd be
and
so fun.
Coins.
Yeah, bob-ombs
Yeah. Very
and
cool.
like Goombas.
That
That'd
would be
really
so cool.
Yeah, but there's nothing better. So just give into it. You know you want to. You know that you all want to like put it on your Insta. It's very Instagrammable. Do it. Number 2 is something that they need. Sure, your kids may actually be telling you what they need all the time, and that I need this and I need that and I need that. Absolutely, that thing that you're passing by in Target. But do they actually need it? Probably not. You know best. You're their parents. You're going to know what they actually need.
It could be as big as starting a college fund, if that's your kind of thing. It could be something as small as getting them something to help clean their room, or a calendar to help remind them of their chores.
Really, what it should be is something that's going to help them developmentally, socially, educationally, physically, like motor skills, that kind of stuff. So something that's really going to actually benefit them more than anything else would. And that's what they need.
So here are some gift ideas in the need category. This one is $25 or less.
We have the Baby Shark singing bath time bubble maker.
You haven't heard the Baby Shark song enough. Now's your chance to even hear it during bath time.
Our kids might not think they need a bath, but generally they're mistaken about that. So what better way to incentivize them every single day than with a Baby Shark party? They're singing it anyway, so they can come into the bathtub. This thing will sing Baby Shark to them. And not only that, you can put your fave bath soap in it, and it will bubble it up for you. So there's bubble, there's going to be Baby Shark going on. They're going to love it. It's going to be their favorite time, their favorite activity of the day. and then you're not having to like drag them into the bathtub. It's going to be squeaky clean and sharky fun. In the $25 to $100 category, we have the ZZZ Moon Kid Storybook Projector. We love having story time with the kids every night before bed. It's one of their favorite things to do, and we'll always pick out 1 or 2 stories each and we'll read them to bed. Now, sometimes they just want to climb all over you and yell, "Dino Ranchers ride!" And they don't actually want to read anything. And so they're just like super energetic and don't really want to read. So this thing is going to be so helpful in just focusing their attention up, because what it does is it projects the stories that you can get for it up onto the ceiling. Makes it like a big wow moment, a big epic projection. So not only are they getting story time, but they're getting it in this kind of wow kind of way. And they're really focusing on the ceiling, so it's going to help their concentration. It's also going to work their brains a little bit more because they're having to like focus for so long, and that will probably help them get a bit more tired, fall asleep, and definitely not treat you like they can ride on you as a dinosaur. In the $100 plus category is the KidKraft A-frame wooden hideaway and climber. We love a 2-in-1 in the Canary household, aka a twofer. Even from when the time we got our babies, we got twofers. So we've been trying to get them twofers ever since.
This 2-in-1 is an indoor-outdoor play tent that has a little rock wall for your little mountaineers, and also can double as a reading nook or a hideaway once they're winding down. So the third gift rule is something to wear.
When I was a kid, new clothes were always what I needed the most and what I wanted the least. I, just couldn't be interested in some piece of clothing that wasn't a video game or wasn't a toy or something that I could play with. Generally, society requires clothing, so you might as well give them something that they can work with. So you can actually also make this fun too and increase the fun level for someone like me when I was growing up, adding like IP characters on there, Disney, Marvel, or like Pokemon or something like that. So definitely feel free to have some fun with that if you can. And we're not going to recommend anything in the above $100 category in here. They're going to be 25 and under, or between 25 and 100. Obviously, if you want to go more crazy with your clothing, feel free to do that. We're going to recommend things on the lower end of the scale.
Here are some gift ideas for the wear category in the 25 or less range.
It has a super cute cutie pie t-shirt. Graphic tees do really great. We love them. We have them all the time. If you want to get them nerding early with these like cool and super punny designs, we love that kind of stuff.
In the $25 to $100 range is the Little Sleepy's Cookies and Milk pajama set. It's not just Christmas time that kids go crazy for cookies and milk.
Or in my case, biscuits and tea, because they're British. So we have them dipping their biscuits in my tea all the time. It's wonderful. It's really great.
Our kids see this and they're like, "Oh, I want to wear the cookie one."
Mm-hmm.
Like, they really, really love this. I could just have them in all day. Just different pajama sets.
Yep.
The fourth gift rule is something to read.
A lot of research has shown that reading books, we actually learn more through that than through any other medium in our lives. So it's really worth getting your kids into reading as much as possible, even if you yourself, as we are sometimes, not that into it doing it yourself. Of course, you obviously can just get one book. Like with everything else in this video, you can just get one thing per category. But if there is one category where maybe you want to splurge a little bit and kind of think more is more, this is probably the one. I would say that the more books is just more beneficial, and there's so many different kinds of books that your kids can get stuck into. We're only going to recommend things in the kind of under 25 category. There is one book that's above $25, but everything else is pretty cheap. That's the other good thing about it. If you're obviously into limited editions, signed copies, that's all there for you. You can find that stuff, and that can be 100 plus or whatever you want to spend. But this is actually quite a cheap category too. In the $25 or under category for what to read, we have Choose Your Own Adventure, My First Adventure, Space and Beyond. These Choose Your Own Adventure books have been growing in popularity since we were kids, and they're so awesome and unique that if you've never tried one, I would say now is definitely the time to get into it. Mm-hmm. They're really great because they teach your kids by selecting, if you want to go to the left door, then go to this page, or if you want to go through the right door, then go to that page. You can literally change the ending of the book and have different things happen and your different journey through the book. So they're fantastic for teaching your kids decision making, and that there are actions and consequences, and just for generally like developing a sense of independence and like responsibility, because they know that what I did led to that. Choose Your Own Adventure books, or CYOA, have even been proven to be effective at drawing in like reluctant readers, because they kind of so gamify the reading that they put them in it, and it's very much written with like I do this, I'm going to go through this door, and that makes the kids feel very excited about it. So this series is tailor-made for toddlers, and it's a great entry point into the CYOA genre.
Another one of our favorite books in this category of the 25 and under, First 100 Words. Our kids have been reading this since I think they were probably 12 months old. We've been going over it. And we go through the 100 words, and now their vocabularies are through the roof. They are now almost 3, and they are just talking and talking and talking and having full-on conversations. We had people stop us in the store to ask how old our kid was because they heard them talking so well. And I fully attribute that to books like this one that just increase their vocabulary and really teach them how to talk.
It helps build their everyday vocabulary in like really important topics ranging from animals to furniture to vehicles to food. There are books that you can also get in that same series that only talk about specific topics, but this one is a really good general, like the first most 100 important words that they're going to need. And it's so awesome to like really help their vocabulary improve, increase, and then you'll hear them talking with you and saying things like, where did you learn that? Oh my gosh, like obviously from this book.
Also, there's a great series of books that we really love called I Look Up To. They're books about influential women. I look up to Michelle Obama. I look up to Oprah Winfrey.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. I look up to Serena Williams.
I look up to Malala Yousafzai.
Yes. These books are fantastic, and they help your kids learn about these really influential people and see themselves in those people. So we highly recommend those books, and they all retail for under $15.
So those are the 4 gift rules. Something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. But as a bonus, some people like to swap out or potentially even add a 5th gift rule, which is something to do.
Something to do. We absolutely love experiences for our kids. We think memories we build together as a family make the best gifts, and it's so true.
For example, are you guys into camping, and can you take your kids on a trip? Is Disney on Ice running in your area? There are so many great musicals and shows that you can catch. If you've never been to a soccer match, or football as I like to say, then have you taken your kids to a game, and can they go to their first match? It doesn't even have to be anything big. It can totally be something as simple as a stroll in the park or going to watch a movie at the cinema together. That's all great family time that you guys can have together. So literally, if you've just got enough for, hey, we're going to go to the park and have a picnic, that's great.
Anything that makes you guys go out as a family and have a new experience is what we're talking about here. It's a really great gift, and it really changes the dynamics in the family and makes you even closer as you're sharing new experiences.
This is also like a great thing for the parents in the place who like to take a million squillion pictures like this guy, because then you've got those great memories. Please be sure to check out the links in the description, because there's a lot more gifts that we weren't able to verbalize for time. So we just wanted to show you guys more options. Hopefully the gift suggestions in this video will help you guys make some choices, or at least inspire you.
But even if you're still searching, the 4 gift rule really does help narrow down the choices for what to get your kids. You'll never be out of ideas. And also, it'll help your pocketbook. Remember, it's something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. And if you want, you can add the 5th one on, something to do.
So tell us in the comments. We'd love to know, what are the gift ideas that we missed? What are the best ones that you've seen? You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't include that. If you've used the 4 gift rule yourselves, tell us how your experience was. We'd love to hear about it. This is going to be one of our first times using it, and we're very excited to get into it. If you haven't used the 4 gift rule before, do you think it's something you're now going to use moving forward?
If you like this video, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe if you want much more content like this coming your way. Thanks so much for watching, and happy holidays!
Thank you!